So last year's Galaxy Note 5 was a fantastic phone, and some would say that it was one of, if not the best, smartphone of 2015. The Note is definitely the king of phablets, and as always, Samsung's looking to continue its phablet dominance with the release of the Galaxy Note 7, completely skipping the Note 6 so as to keep consistent with its Galaxy S line of phones. So is this year's Note really that much better than last year's? What exactly differentiates these two phones? Is it worth upgrading to, or if neither are owned, would it be a good idea to save some cash and pick up a Note 5? Well, these are the questions I aim to answer with this video, and hopefully I'll be able to help you guys make that decision for yourselves. With the release of the Galaxy Note 5, Samsung finally ditched the cheap plastic backs that pretty much every one of their phones, let alone their Notes, were well known for. They brought in an all glass and aluminum design which really stood out, and in my book it was a huge step forward for Samsung. God knows how long we would have tolerated that cheap plastic. Samsung decided to curve the backsides of the Note 5 as well, making it more comfortable to hold in one hand, and it just looked cool. That trend continues here with the Galaxy Note 7 with the all glass and aluminum body, and while the glass might be nice to look at, it's going to get covered in fingerprints. So I slapped this sick concrete skin from Dbrand on my Note 7 so I won't have to worry about nasty feeling smudges anymore. You can check this one out using the link in the description. Now, even though they both have 5.7-inch displays, as hard as it is to believe, they made the Note 7 even smaller, making it feel similar in size to the Galaxy S7 Edge. The two phones are about the same height, with the Note 7 measuring in at just 0.3 of a millimeter taller, 0.3 of a millimeter thicker, and 2.2 millimeters narrower. Now that 2.2 millimeters actually makes a big difference when it comes to holding the device in one hand. The Note 7 doesn't feel as large or as wide as the Note 5, and that definitely helps out with the one-handed usability. The Note 7 is still a big phone, don't get me wrong. It's just great to see Samsung being able to pack such a large display in such a thin body. The Note 7 is also 9 grams lighter than the Note 5, and don't even get me started on that curved edge display. It's just too gorgeous. Sorry, Note 5. What's great about the Note 5 is that it still packs a wonderful Quad HD Super AMOLED display, as does the newer Note 7, but the Note 7 screen does get a decent amount brighter. 100 nits brighter to be exact. Would you really be able to tell the difference? Maybe a little, not a huge difference though. There's also the fact that the Note 7 is ready for viewing mobile HDR content, whereas the Note 5 does not have such a panel and will be left behind in that category. Now, while that curved display looks nice, it also allows for the same edge features that we see in the S7 Edge, which I thought was pretty interesting. Other hardware differences include a USB Type-C port on the Note 7, so bye-bye micro USB. The buttons on the sides are placed a little lower on the Note 7, allowing you to access them a bit easier. The Note 7's S Pen is a little shorter. The button is placed a little higher, and the tip is a good amount more narrow to give you a better fine tip pen feeling when you write on the display. The new S Pen is also water resistant, which brings up the fact that the Note 7 itself is also water resistant. IP68 certified to be exact, which allows the phone to be submerged in water as deep as about 5 feet or 1.5 meters for up to 30 minutes. The Note 5 can't really do that. I mean, it can, but it probably won't work after you take it out of the water. Samsung also decided it would be a good idea to bring back the micro SD card slot with the Note 7, and we definitely applaud them for that. Not really sure why they took it off the Note 5, but we're glad it's back now, and it's more useful than ever, allowing you to expand the Note 7 storage up to 256 gigabytes, although adaptable storage is not available here unfortunately. Now, as far as internal hardware goes, the Note 7 packs the newer Snapdragon 820 processor, which is the model buyers in the US will be getting, but if you decide to pick up the international version like I have here, you'll be getting Samsung's very own Exynos 8890 processor, which has been proven to be more powerful than the Snapdragon model. The Note 5 only came with the Exynos 7420 chip, but like the Note 7, it also has 4 gigabytes of RAM. The Note 7 also packs a beefier 3500 mAh battery compared to the Note 5's 3000 mAh battery. Now, with the Exynos Note 7, I've been getting some excellent battery performance, averaging about 6 to 7 hours of screen on time. Can't really speak for the Snapdragon Note 5, but according to multiple users, it's safe to say that it's similar to the Note 5's battery life, around 4.5 to 5.5 hours of screen on time, so pretty average. Then of course there's Gorilla Glass. The Note 5 with Gorilla Glass 4, and the Note 7 with Gorilla Glass 5. Corning claims Gorilla Glass 5 is stronger and more shatter resistant than Gorilla Glass 4, but as we've seen, it appears as if it may be less scratch resistant than Gorilla Glass 4. So with the Note 7 screen, it may get more scratches, but it's less likely to shatter upon a drop. Take your pick. As far as software, both are running Android 6.0.1 as of this video, obviously with Samsung's TouchWiz skin slapped on top, and as expected, Samsung did everyone a favor and lightened the software load a bit with the latest version of TouchWiz dubbed Grace UX. It brings a better looking, more refined, and easier to use user interface. You've got things like a much nicer and easier to use settings application. You've got a new set of customizable battery saver modes, one of which actually allows you to lower the device resolution all the way down to 1080p and 720p, a built-in blue light filter for night use, and secure folder, which allows you to do things like store a collection of specific applications with sensitive information, keeping it completely separate from the rest of the device. So for example, you could have 2 separate Snapchats, you could have 2 separate Instagrams, or 2 separate galleries, or even a completely separate Google account that you don't want anyone else to get their hands on, all of which is unique to this folder and to this folder only. And protecting it comes easy by adding a code, a pattern, your fingerprints, or, say it with me now, your eyes. You've heard this one before. The Note 7 continues to separate itself from the Note 5 with an additional security function. You can now use your eyes to protect your phone. Some may find it gimmicky, and while I may agree with that, there's no denying the fact that it works very well. Then of course, as you'd expect, the Note 7 has a new set of features for the S Pen, including a magnifier, an interesting feature called Glance that lets you minimize an open application by moving the S Pen away from the display, and you can also make your own animated GIFs, which I think is pretty neat. Moving on to the cameras, this is something a lot of people want to know about. Is the camera on the Note 7 that much better than the one on the Note 5? The Note 5 has a 16 megapixel f1.9 main shooter, while the Note 7 has a 12 megapixel f1.7 shooter. The Note 7 comes packed with Samsung's dual pixel sensor technology, which gives you better and faster autofocus. Both phones do have the same front-facing 5 megapixel shooter, but the Note 7 one-ups the Note 5 with an f1.7 aperture compared to the Note 5's f1.9 aperture. What does this mean? Well, your selfie game will be better on the Note 7. So while the Note 7 has the better camera here, that doesn't mean that the Note 5's camera doesn't matter anymore. It really isn't anything to sneeze at. It still takes great pictures, it still takes great video, so there's really nothing to worry about. So to wrap things up, we're left with storage options, price, and my conclusion. As for storage, there really is no competition here. The Note 7 starts with 64 gigabytes of storage, which is expandable up to 256 gigabytes using a micro SD card. The Note 5, as you know, has no way to internally expand the storage, so you're stuck with 32 or 64 gigabytes. That's it. On the subject of price, the Note 7 retails for about $850, which is definitely not cheap, but it's expected for a high-end spec and feature-packed phone from Samsung. Right now, you can grab a brand new unlocked 32 gigabyte Note 5 for $500 on Amazon, and even cheaper if you pick one up second-hand. I picked mine up for $350. Win. Both phones are fast. Both phones have beautiful displays. Both phones take excellent photos and videos. Both phones have wireless and fast wireless charging. But if you haven't picked one up yet and you're deciding between these two, you really have to ask yourself if the stronger hardware, better camera, USB Type-C, new software features, water resistance, and expandable storage really mean that much to you and your everyday usage. And if you're brave enough, you could even root the Note 5 and flash a custom ROM that'll get you some of the features unique to the Note 7. I'm gonna be brutally honest here. There's not a big enough difference here that would shame a Note 5 purchase right now if you're looking to save some coin. Like I said, you can grab a Note 5 for a really great price and you'll be getting things that most other phones now don't even have, like an incredible 2K AMOLED screen, a blazing fast camera, the S Pen, and fast wireless charging. Now for those of you that currently own the Note 5 and are wondering if the Note 7 should be on your upgrade radar, take into consideration all of the Note 7 features that I just spoke about and see if you'd actually find those things useful. If so, go for it. If you're hesitant, stay in your lane. Your decision should be made strictly based on how you use your phone every day. The Note 7 is a top dog right now, and low-key, the Note 5 is right up there with it. And to be honest, I can see the Note 5 lasting a good amount longer than expected, especially with its price dropping. So, which phone do you guys pick? Is the Note 7 really worth it to you? Are you upgrading from your Note 5? And if you don't own one yet, which one would you pick up? Leave us a comment down below. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Well, that about does it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, feel free to hit that like button, subscribe to the Android Police channel if you haven't already. I'll talk to you guys later, and thanks for watching.